Sean, could you just talk about the importance of getting the win and living for another day to next week?
Yeah, look, it's our last opportunity to play at home. We always kind of talk about when we hear people say must-win games. Today's a must-win game. Other than that, any game prior is not. That just means you have to win that game, and so I think these guys understood it. It was a good win. It was a good win to get.
Sean, how would you classify what Cam Jordan's been doing these last couple of weeks? It looks, about as good as you ever seen him play?
Listen, he's played well for a long time here, so it'd be hard to give it one of those evers, but he's certainly playing awfully well, and it's been important to how we play defensively. It's been important to how we play as a team, so it's impressive.
Sean, could you reflect on Taysom's performance today?
Yeah, look, it was kind of up and down at times, and yet, he led us on some key drives. He missed a throw or two. I'm sure he'd want back, but again, it's another win under his belt. We'll have a chance to look at the tape and really be able to look through the sequencing, the plays, and get a grade. But I was happy that we got the win, and ball security was important, and I thought he did a good job with that.
And Sean, we talk a lot about Chauncey and the energy that he brings, but how important is that for this defense?
I think it's hard to imagine a good defense that doesn't have energy. I can't think of one historically, and so he's part of that. And I think you have to be a good player to play with the confidence he does, and he is. And so that emotion and energy, but also the effort you see from him.
Sean, in a game like that, where you guys are kind of having some trouble maybe getting big running plays and it's kind of a grind, what's the importance of sticking with that aspect of the game, even though maybe it's not easy?
Look, a good question, and we were frustrated. I was frustrated at half. I just thought, man, we had some MEs. We didn't do much of anything well in the run game, obviously. And then, we were able to make some hay in the second half. We'll look at the tape. I'm sure there's going to be a lot we look at that we have to clean up, and there's some guys in there playing right now, maybe getting more playing time that they're used to. But I still think that ability to be two-dimensional as opposed to one-dimensional is important, especially as you're paying attention to the game that we were just playing.
Sean, I know you don't like to answer ever, but the way the defense has been playing these last couple of games, winning a game 9-0 and winning a game 19-10 when the offense is struggling, is that one of the more impressive jobs you've seen of a defense that is bringing it in kind of a, there's no safety net, they have to get stops on every series?
Yeah, you go back 2 weeks ago in the Tampa Bay win, we felt the matchups were going to be good, and I was pleased and really pleased with how we played. I thought we controlled the field position for the most part. It felt like there was almost a half where we were on one end of the field, and that's a big reason right now why we're at 8 wins is defensively. And man, it was a good win to get, and I think it was outstanding. We played the way we did with the turnovers and takeaways. It's not an ever statement, it's just that's the way this game was unfolding.
Sean, what went into the decisions with McCoy and Marcus Williams?
Well, they're actually pretty simple. In the event that they tested out today, you sure don't want them on the COVID list. So in the event, we didn't think they would, but you still free up a spot. Now, free up 2 spots, but you lose 2 call-ups. So in the event that they were able to test and get back, we had them off the COVID list. Obviously, they'll be back next week now. So it was a little bit of it wasn't a gamble at all. It was just made common sense in in any case with either one of them, we got back a couple of negatives, they would have been able to play.
Hey, Sean, how important was that drive before halftime? You guys have pinned back, decided to go on 5, I think, and able to get some points there.
Yeah, the third down play, we throw a go to Marquez. We located pretty good, kind of an underthrown back shoulder throw that kind of got us out of that, that tight area. And so we go from, possibly having to punt backed up to putting the ball at midfield and then transitioning to a field goal. That's significant. You start doing the math on how that half could have ended. I do think it was important.
Sean, it's important to have that consistency to keep them in games now where you don't have to worry about getting points on, 3 points. You've got some stability to that kicking game now.
Yeah, I think your question is that your confidence in relative to how we're kicking. I guess with field goals, I think it's been important. We've had to kick a few more than I'd like, but he's been hitting it well. I think the timing and the operation has been good, and just as important, the protection.
Sean, is it fair to say that some of the bigger numbers that Marquez has been putting up these last couple of weeks are just kind of reflective of him improving toward the end of the season here?
Look, we began to see those last year. Sometimes it's coverage based, with where he plays. I love the way he plays the ball in traffic, though. I think that's one of his strong suits. And, we gave him enough opportunities today, and those were important plays.
Next week, you have a shot to keep your season going. I know you talk all the time about just getting a chance to get in the tournament and having an opportunity. Is that your message to your team after the game?
It was the message leading into this week, actually. Just, this is a must-win game. We got to find a way to get to 9-8, and then kind of go from there. And it's, you guys know how this is. And week 16, there's a little bit of a picture. Week 17, it gets clear. Week 18, by tonight, I think we'll pretty much know what has to happen. I think there's a chance our game can get flexed next weekend to a different time slot on Sunday. We got to wait for that. But ultimately, we have to play well against Atlanta and get a win. All right, thank you.